my God. Wow.
Okay. All right, we're recording.
We're recording?
Yeah, the video's going. The mics are going.
Let me know.
We're all the way.
Yeah, let me know if there's anything I need to do or if there's an intro going.
Usually I do like a little bit of a cold open, mostly to catch my breath after setting all this shit up.
Okay.
And then we'll go into it.
Okay.
Yeah. Carlos was saying these smell like shit.
No, I don't think so.
I think they smell like plastic, you know?
Yeah, it does smell like plastic.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, man. No, I was asking about that class because I'm starting to become interested in like doing some sort of fitness thing.
Yes. So someone has challenged me to a boxing match. I don't want to say who, because they are comedy adjacent. Until I tell them that I say yes, and then we both say yes, and then it's on because now we need to announce it, and then maybe we could get people to come out. And like I said, I don't really want to say anything more until it's confirmed. But as of right now, I am ready to say yes because I went to see my doctor because I have an autoimmune disease, and I was curious. I was in the hospital last month, and I wanted to see if he thought it was a good or bad idea, and he said the only risk is that I'm more susceptible to infection. So like if I get scratched during, I just have to be careful.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
But other than that, I'm fine.
I got to do something. I'm going to join a gym next month.
You know, it's a great start that no one really goes to. Just yoga, dude. Just yoga. Just like the base. Yoga is such a strong base for everything because it helps you with your recovery. I used to be a personal trainer.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. What? You don't think I could be a personal trainer?
No, that's not it at all. Just.
Are you fat shaming me, Javi?
I didn't know that was the new comedy pipeline. It's personal trainer, comedian.
No, it was just my buddy and I used to work out together. And he became a personal trainer, and he's like, dude, you could do this job. And I was like, really? And he's like, yeah, you just got to get certified. So I got the best certification. I got NASM certified, NASM. I guess the next best would be like, I have a BA in kinesiology or like a PhD in exercise science.
Yeah.
But yeah, in terms of certification, I was NASM certified. I helped train this guy who had herniated discs. He was like my favorite client that I ever had. He was a physician's assistant. He worked at a hospital and then a prison, at both. And he would work like literally 36 hours straight. And then he'd come and do a training session with me. And I'm like, sleep, you fucking idiot. What are you doing? But yeah, he was doing deadlifts, probably because he was intimidated by the prisoners. He was doing deadlifts and herniated a bunch of discs in his back. And I got him a bunch.
Dang.
And I got him from doing pull-ups with a full stack of assistants to 10 pull-ups solo.
Hell yeah.
And like he could do more. I'm like, dude, you're amazing. Like, and because it wasn't even me. Like, he did all the groundwork. I just guided him, and that's all we really do. And it has a way bigger impact than people think because they're just like, I don't need guidance. I'm fine. And it's like, you're not keeping track of your calories. You're not keeping track of your weights. You're not keeping track of how long the workout is. You're not keeping track of how difficult this stuff is. Like, if someone's looking at you in the face while you exercise and is like, nah, man, that was easy for you. Do it again.
Yeah.
Like,
it's different.
It's way different versus you're like, I did it. I'm done.
Yeah.
It's way different. On top of coaching, like, I've been working out with Chad just to like have a little bit of, Chad Allen Jama.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and him have worked out twice, and it was, one, it's nice just to have, like, someone around, but sometimes it gets boring. Sometimes, I honestly, I was in the gym just literally on my phone until the second I had to pick up a weight.
Yeah.
Like, literally, I'm glued to my phone because there's no safe place to look in a gym.
Chad's like, why am I here? What are we doing?
No, not when I'm with him. When I'm alone.
Oh, gotcha.
When I'm alone, because when you're in the gym now, like, I'm either staring directly into a woman's asshole or I'm staring directly into a man's cock. Like, it's...
Yeah.
Or I'm just, like, looking off into space with my mouth...
Yeah.
And if I'm looking at my phone, it distracts me.
Yeah. The gym apparel has gotten pretty wild. When I was a kid, I thought gym apparel was like sweats.
Yeah,
like
dude.
you wore sweats and a beanie, and you wanted as much sweat as possible to come off of you, because that was the point of exercising.
Now
was
you wear a
sweat.
$300 outfit and you don't sweat one bit.
Right, and it wicks everything. Well, I guess if it's wicking, that means that you're sweating.
Yeah. No. Well.
On that note, let's start the podcast.
Oh,
Woo!
okay. Well, I thought this was going to be in it.
All right. No, this is in it.
We'll see.
This is our cold open,
We'll see.
and now we're going to start the podcast. This is your special music that I got just for you.
Okay.
It's the Javi Show. The show where we talk about random shit with funny people at interesting locations. You know, I was listening to this and I realized it's a lot more ska than anything else. Are you
Yeah.
familiar with the song? Or
Yes.
or its artist?
I know the Antonio Banderas version from Shrek.
Oh, does he have a version?
Yeah, when he's playing Puss in Boots.
I'm not as well versed
I know the song.
in the Shrek verse as that.
There was an American Idol addition to the Shrek 2 DVD where you would watch different voice actors
Nice.
sing songs as those characters.
That was like a bonus feature or something?
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
Fiona and Shrek had a duet. Donkey also had a duet with Dragon, but it was all him.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I watched all of it like 3 or 4 times to the point where my siblings were like, "Shut up!" But my parents had those cars with like the DVD player in the back,
Yeah.
and we would be driving either
yeah.
down to like San Diego or Tijuana, Mexico, to visit my uncle, which is like a 2-hour drive from Burbank. This is back when I grew up in California, and so it's like a 2 to 4 hour drive depending on traffic. And there's always fucking traffic.
Oh, yeah.
And I'd always be like, "Can we stop for Denny's?" Because we leave in the morning, and they'd let me get like a milkshake at Denny's. I was a fat kid. They let me get a milkshake at Denny's for breakfast, and they're like, until they were like, I was getting real thick, and they were like, "Stop, no, get real breakfast, Anthony."
That is a real breakfast.
A milkshake?
As much as like cereal. I mean, it's basically cereal.
Yeah, fine. I'll just have several pancakes with syrup on top.
It's cereal, but like frozen and in a cup. That's all it is. Think about cereal. It's milk and sugar. Now think about a milkshake. It's milk and sugar. That's all it is.
Mm.
Yeah. Blowing your mind.
If you think about it, there are more carbs in. Maybe a little bit more carbs
In cereal.
in cereal.
Yeah.
A little bit more processed chemicals.
So milkshake might actually be better.
There's actually a lot more chemicals in the cereal.
Ah.
Our little RFK in there.
So anyway, yeah, that was that was your intro music. Yeah, this is from the second gayest Martin I know.
Oh, Ricky Martin.
Yes,
Is it Ricky?
that was
It is
Ricky Martin. That was Ricky Martin. Yeah.
I know that. Like I said, I know the Antonio Banderas.
Oh,
version.
okay. Yeah. I waited all week to make that stupid ass joke. Bombed.
No, that's fine. It just I'm only 28 as
Yeah.
of Wednesday, so
Yeah.
it's my birthday Wednesday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
My birthday's this Thursday.
Oh, how old are you turning?
34.
Damn.
Yeah.
I can't. You have one of those faces where I can't tell if you're like
It's
22.
just a chubby fatness. I'm just like a little chubby Mexican boy.
You're ageless. You've gained weight out of age.
That is mhm. That's the secret to staying young forever, is just be fat as hell.
Mm.
Yeah.
You just fill in the wrinkles.
Look at Adam Posse. He looks
He's 87.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is my guest, Anthony Martin.
Hello.
Anthony, where are we and why are we here?
So we are at Lone Fir
Yeah.
Cemetery.
Yeah.
We're here because we had 3 locations I pitched to Javi. Out in front of Helium Comedy Club during a sold out show.
Which could have worked.
Could have worked, but I don't think the shows are sold out. Just because I think that'd be cool to see people like piling in.
Yeah.
They're like,
Right.
oh my god, you know, it's all the
Totally.
fun
Yeah.
of a comedy club.
Lots of buzz.
I like that buzz. It's fun.
Yeah.
I used to work at Helium, so it's just a fun environment. Right before
What did you do at Helium?
I was an usher.
Nice.
Yeah, it was my second part-time job. I worked there. I tried to do 3 times a week, and that on top of a full-time job was just killing me. And so I went down to 2, and then I went down to 1, and then I got a promotion at my other job, and then I quit. Location number 2 was top of a mountain, which
So that was one that you pitched.
I thought that would be fun.
Was that a serious
yeah.
pitch?
Yeah,
What
there are
mountain?
access roads that will take us to the top of some mountains.
It's so insane.
I feel like that'd be dope. We're gonna when this podcast takes off, when you can afford a helicopter to bring us up there,
Yeah.
that'd be dope.
And now that you mention it, it would be dope. It would have to be a cool. Actually,
This is a cool background. I think that would also be a cool background.
yeah, I also think that. So when I just recently went on a spring break, and I had met with my daughter, and so we went to we had an Airbnb out in Los Ochocos, if you know where that is, and it's out like past Bend. It's in the middle of like kind of like on the way to Eastern Oregon.
Okay.
And it's beautiful. And we stayed at this place that was like up on a hill, and it was a donkey ranch or farm or whatever. And it was like right on top of the hill, and just the view of like this valley below it. It was pretty good. It was pretty gorgeous.
It's crazy.
I could see doing something like that for sure.
That would be dope.
Yeah.
Oh, look, Grand Canyon.
Yeah, they have that glass bottom Grand Canyon. You know what I pitched to Monty the other day? And then he immediately started shaming me for it and made me feel very gay.
Why?
I pitched him, I said, wouldn't it be cool to have like a sleepover episode where like you have two, like, like we wear our pajamas, right? And we get in, we have sleeping bags, right? With like snacks and a movie, and we do, gossip and scary stories. And then like, it's just like an overhead view.
Dude, I think your wife likes you, dude. I think she does.
Immediately, he was like, why don't you just tell me you want to sleep with me? Like, why are we doing all of this?
No, I'm a little gayer than Monty, so I think I'm open to the idea.
Yeah?
No, I think
it
it's
would
fun.
be an interesting idea.
I don't think it's gay. I just think it's I think
silly.
It's silly, yeah.
It's silly.
Yeah.
And then he was like, obviously it would just be like a 1-2 hour thing and not the
Yeah,
not
I'm
the
not
whole sleepover.
You're not going to make me sleep on the ground, are you?
And I was like, yeah, no. That would be dumb. Single tear.
It'd be funny if we were like in what if we got like rented out a hotel room and got like the double beds and we were just podcasting from each bed?
Yeah.
Like an affair?
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be dope.
Yeah, I think
do
that would also be funny.
Yeah. I could do it like one of us from the cuck chair. You know what I mean?
Live from the cuck chair.
Yeah. Just have Monty watching from
You're a
the cuck chair.
producer from the cuck chair?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That's
he's
probably
like,
how
God,
most
I
of them
want to
are
be a
done."
stand-up comedian. That's what a lot of podcasting is, where like they coerce a younger, less popular, less funny comic to just learn all the producing tools, and then just be cucked the whole time of just like, God, man, I wish I was up there with Shane Gillis. I do.
Dude, I'll produce, from what I can gather, doing this, the few episodes that I've done, all a producer does is like adjust levels.
Yeah, but you could fuck up a lot of this. I mean, you've already fucked up.
I have fucked up.
Yeah, so have I.
Record a whole episode.
I had a thing that did sound effects. Like it would do like the Kanye voice where it's like, oh wow, like it would do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I had it on the whole time and didn't realize. And so like
That's awesome.
the whole podcast, I'm just like talking about a country, just like, and all the people, this nation only has 400,000 people.
That's amazing.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's not that many people.
Do you bring a producer now? Do you have like a man in the booth?
Yeah, I have Nigel. I don't do my podcast until I can get it to a production level that I feel like it would make it a good podcast. And Roasted Coffee is working, so I have him working more on that. But yeah, I have a guy I pay.
Yeah. You pay him.
I pay him.
Do you
I don't pay him enough.
So
but
so you have a sponsor, right?
they don't pay me. They pay me in coffee. But I'm working towards getting paid in like money. I think Monty is gonna work on a deal with me and that pizza place to do a roasted coffee and like basically do advertising.
Right
That's
on.
all. Now I work in advertising, basically.
Gay.
That's what I do. I'm an advertiser.
Gay.
I'm an influencer.
CEO mentality over there.
See, dude, I'm on my grind set. I'm on my Sigma male grind set.
Yeah.
I've condensed time to having 5 days in a day.
5 days in a day.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the dude who's manipulated time.
I've manipulated time. The first 5 hours, I sleep, and so I sleep for a whole day. How much do you think you could accomplish by sleeping a whole day?
Yeah.
And then I spend 5 hours jerking off. Then I spend another 5 hours jerking off in front of a room full of people, telling them about how much I've manipulated time.
Dude, I've jerked off twice in a row, and my dick hurts. If you can manage it for 5 hours, that's crazy.
Dude, so me and my fiance used to be long distance.
Yeah.
And like I would not jerk off 2 weeks before she showed up. That was a rule. And then, when we'd be there, we'd have sex. And then like the second she'd leave, like even if we had sex like the whole time, the second she'd leave, just hardcore porn binge. Just, it's so bad for you, dude. It's so bad.
Offensive to her.
What?
Just because it's like the minute she's gone, it's like, I need something
Yeah,
real.
I'm like getting hard on the way back from the airport.
That's crazy.
Just thinking about what I'm going to do to me.
It makes sense that she's your ex. Did she not turn?
No,
you on?
she's my fiance.
Oh, my bad.
No, she does.
No,
It's
that
just,
makes a lot of sense. It
it's
shows that you really love her, Anthony.
Well, here's the thing. What? I'm not going to jerk off for months.
It's just, it seems like your desperation to like see somebody else is.
Oh,
the
no, that's
offensive
not
part.
it.
It's not.
No, it's not that I want to see someone else. It's that I just need to get it all out.
Yeah.
I need to get it all out. And she doesn't have the energy to get it all out.
Well. And yet you still married her. You're going to.
Yeah.
When's the wedding? How long have you been engaged?
September of 2023.
God damn, son.
Yeah. Well, because we want to do it. She was like, we could just go to the courthouse.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. A lot of big
you should
events.
Jump on that. You should just do that. Just go to the courthouse.
Here's why I'm not doing it.
Because it's your special day.
Yeah, actually, I'm being a diva a little bit.
A little bit.
Because a lot of events in my life have kind of been like, my family's been like, oh, it's your graduation or it's your birthday, but like, why don't we just like go to Denny's and like, why don't we just, we'll stay, why don't we just, I'll just like get you a card.
So your wedding is like sticking it to your parents.
Oh, well, I don't know, I guess so. It's just like, this is a big deal to me. Like I told you, my grandma died. I went to the funeral. Like,
What was her name?
Felisa.
Felisa?
Felisa Covarrubias.
What?
Felisa Covarrubias.
Covarrubias. Okay. Rest in peace, Grandma.
Yeah, Lita.
Yeah.
We called her, so abuela, abuelita,
Yeah.
Lita.
Yeah.
So we just called her Lita.
How old is she? We don't have to talk about
86?
your
No,
grandma
that's
too
fine.
much. Okay.
86.
That's pretty good. That's pretty bad for a Mexican grandma, actually.
It's not great.
Mexican grandmas, they get pretty out there.
She had a fucked up life, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she used to, my grandfather was a carpenter, and then he got injured and couldn't work anymore. Then he got, like, cancer, like stage 11 cancer.
Rough.
Yeah, and then, so she was doing all the work, raising 5 kids. She was a welder at one point, and, like, her hands were all fucked up.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's super dope.
And then she couldn't work anymore because her hands got super fucked up.
Yeah.
Because of poor working conditions for Latina women in the olden times. You know how it goes. And so,
Yeah. As opposed to the great working conditions of other women in those times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, black women have had it easy. No, what is but yeah, so she did like a lot of really tough stuff, and then 2 of her kids died.
Dang.
Or 3 of her kids died, sorry.
Holy
3 of her kids
shit.
died. My aunt died in 2023 while I was in the hospital. And then she went into the hospital shortly after because she was like working really hard. Like she had breast cancer. And so she was my aunt tried to pray the breast cancer away.
Is that all she did?
That's all she did.
Oh.
Until it got really bad. Like, and here's how fucked up my mom is. My mom showed me this picture once, and it looked like nothing. Like it honestly looked like you could have taken a picture of anything and zoomed in all the way.
Yeah.
And she's like, look at this. I'm like, okay. Like, see this? I'm like, yeah. And she's like, that's your aunt's breast cancer. And I'm like, what? And it was protruding through the skin. Like, it was just like a dark mass coming out of the skin.
Oh.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, I've never even heard of that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and she just she wasn't like, hey, heads up. She was just like,
About to show you some wild
she's
shit.
like, yeah.
We're like, hey, you want to see some wild shit?
Not even that, just like
Look at this.
crazy. Just
Prolapsed anus. Fucking like, whoa, grandma.
yeah.
Okay.
It was like talking to Christ, the comedian.
Yeah.
If you ever bring up something fucked up around him, he just has a phone. Like, he has a video of a guy getting fucked by a donkey missionary style. Just saved on his phone.
It's crazy how missionary style is like the wildest.
Yeah, and the donkey knows what's
Detail.
going on. Because he's like, and the donkey's like, what? And he just gets on him.
Oh, dude.
And he just starts fucking the shit out of
That's crazy.
So crazy. That he just has it ready.
Yeah. It was a dude? He was fucking a dude? Just
Fucking a dude.
Two dudes?
Just two. I don't think. I
Donkey-
think it's more of a donkey than a dude.
Donkey and a dude. It was a dude donkey.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Unless he's getting power topped by a female donkey.
I might be into that.
Okay. What was I saying? Oh yeah, my grandma had so.
Yeah, your grandma was showing you this wild picture.
No, my mom was.
Oh, your
But
mom.
my so the difference in how they died, my aunt versus my grandma. My aunt kind of like fought the cancer tooth and nail, and was literally like, I don't want to die. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to die. Versus my grandma was like kind of ready to go, but she was just too strong. Like, she had 2 strokes and just took it, dude.
Right.
She just ate a bunch of bullshit in her life and just wouldn't go down.
Your grandma's a G, dude.
Yeah, that's what everyone thought, honestly. Like, she was tough as hell.
Yeah.
Like, she was taking care of my aunt who had breast cancer, and her knee had gotten so bad, like the deterioration was so bad, her foot was like at a 90-degree angle.
Yikes.
Like, all this was at a 90-degree angle.
Dang.
And she was just like walking on it,
Right.
cooking and cleaning on it, like helping my aunt like in and out of bed, like everything.
That's so
She gave. I honestly think, she gave me and my aunt probably the last years of her life, because I was one of the last kids that she helped raise.
Mm.
So she was more of like a mom to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really. She was a great woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, shout out to your grandma.
Yeah, shout out
Sounds
to her.
amazing.
Yeah, sorry about talking about that donkey cum.
Yeah. Sorry, grandma. She makes you kind of look like a bitch, dude.
Whatever. My grandma, I think she had. You know what's so funny? I didn't realize I'd grown up and learned a little bit more Spanish, and she used to watch this show called the Caso Cerrado.
Mm-hmm.
You know that show?
Yeah,
Dude, that
everybody
show's
knows that
fucking
show.
wild. And so it's basically for those of you listening, it's basically like a combination of Judge Judy and Maury, where like I like leaned over to be like, what the fuck is that? There was these 2 women arguing, and one of them was trans, and the trans person was like, or the lady was like, my husband was not cheating on me, and he never paid you that money, and I deserve that money back. And he's like, your husband was cheating on you, and it's my money now because I fucked him in the ass, and that's why he loves me. That's why he cheated on you.
Shit.
And I'm like, that's crazy that she would stay with him, and she's just like, you didn't cheat on me.
Dude.
You don't like getting it in the butt.
That seems kind of hypocritical of like, my husband didn't pay you and I need that money back. It's like, well, which is it? That's great. Dude,
Yeah.
Mexican TV, Spanish TV in general.
It's hilarious.
It's like nobody's paying attention and they're just
Yeah.
doing shit over there.
It's way more progressive than I thought, honestly. They're just like,
Not the shows I've
because
seen.
at no point were they like, you're trans, you don't have rights. They're just
Fair
like,
enough. Yeah.
well, did you fuck him?
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, I could see that.
Like, no one's phased by any of it. It's kind of like my mom. We're just like, oh, breast cancer. Like, you see
Yeah.
that? You see that shit? That's crazy.
That is, yeah. We just, I think maybe they're just desensitized. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Just like life in Mexico and Spanish-speaking countries are just crazy.
No,
So it's just like,
definitely more Mexico
this
than
is
other
normal.
Spanish speaking countries.
Yeah.
You ever meet like someone from like a Spanish speaking country other than Mexico? They're
Maybe,
like,
I don't know.
They
I
act like
assume that-
America's.
I just assume they're Mexican.
They're just
I don't even,
You're just like, you're Mexican.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
It just seems soft.
From other countries,
Yeah.
not Mexico. Maybe. I don't know. You know
Other
what,
than
that's-
Brazilians.
I've met. Do Cubans count? What do they speak?
They do speak Spanish. Yeah, they do. They speak a crazy version of Spanish.
I feel like Cubans, most of the
No,
Cubans,
they're hard.
they're pretty crazy.
They're hard
They're
as
pretty
fuck.
crazy. All right, let's do a few questions here. What's your shoe size?
13 and a half.
Dang, son. Do they even make halves after 13?
Well, that's sometimes I can
Sometimes.
find them. But
Yeah.
usually I end up having to go with either a 13 wide or a 14. Just depends on
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
buying from. Like if I shop, Men's Warehouse.
Yeah.
They bought Big and Tall.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I go to Men's Warehouse a lot, and I go into like the King Kong and Godzilla sizes.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Right on. Me too. For different
Mhm.
reasons. That's cool. That's cool. I think you have the biggest foot on the podcast so far.
Biggest foot. I'm the Bigfoot.
You're the Bigfoot on the
I'm
podcast
Bigfoot.
so far. If I had a graph, it would be Anthony Martin, and then everyone else is like a 10 and
Who
a
has a
9.5.
Who's the smallest foot?
I think that was Jesse. I think Jesse Hooper had the smallest
He
foot.
does have itty bitty feet.
He's a real small dude though. He's not a very big
He's
guy.
not that small of a dude.
He's stocky, but he's short.
Nah, he lives right across the street from my therapist.
Does he?
Yeah, I went to my therapist early, and I was like, I'll just like chill and go find something to do. And Jesse was there, and I'm like, hey, and we start talking. He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm gonna go get coffee. And so we met up for coffee.
Hell yeah.
Then we walked over to my therapist, and he's like, all right, I'm gonna go home, but if you want to hang out after, and I'm like, after my therapy session. No.
I always feel like partying after a good therapy
Yeah,
session.
even if we're not partying, just like I'm gonna come over and be like, "Hey, man, hey, can we turn off the lights? Can I have a blanket? I'm just gonna lie down."
Yeah, no, he's very cool. He lives in a great part of town, and
Yeah, we live right next to each other.
oh, do you? Was
Yeah.
that today you saw him?
No, this was like a week ago.
Oh, okay.
But I live on 19th. I'm like right next to like the stadium where Jesse lives next to. I'm just on the other side of Burnside.
Oh, not Moda, but the other one, right?
The other one, yeah.
Yeah. I'm familiar.
The Timbers Stadium.
Right.
Yeah.
I've heard some bad things about the Timbers lately. Their owners. I've heard some bad things about their owners. Are you familiar at all with the
No,
owners
I
of
don't.
Timbers?
I don't keep up with sports outside of like MMA and boxing.
I don't either. And I just heard somebody was like, they're Nazis. And I was like, I'm not going to probe right
Everybody's a Nazi. Can I tell you this theory I have about Nazis?
now. Please.
So I was thinking about what Kanye West is doing, right? And everyone, you know. So I just want to point something out that like in the 80s, like the worst thing that you could do was like bring up Satan, right? And then there was like one band where there was like Hell's Bells, and people were like, "Oh, Hell's Bells! Oh my God! Oh, what? God doesn't like that!" And everyone's clutching their pearls and freaking out. And so then another band was like, "Hey, this got a lot of attention. We're gonna be Satan pussy or whatever."
Yeah.
And then everything was about Satan. Like for 10 years, everything was about Satan.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was like the worst thing you could bring up. It's just Satan. Yeah, Satan. And then everything else was about like suicide. What's worse than Satan? It's suicide. Everything's suicide. When I was a young boy.
Yeah.
Just all that bullshit. And I think the next one is going to be Nazi. Like, Nazis. I think in like 40 years, there's going to be like nostalgic Nazi shirt from Kanye. Like, I think it's just going to be like, dude, oh, that guy. Like, if you see someone with like a Satan t-shirt, you're just like, fucking whatever.
You think like scene kids, goth kids are going to be rocking Nazi shit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because what's that? He's like a very liberal comedian. He's got the red glasses. You know who I'm talking about?
No.
Not Dan Weber, but he's like Dan Weber. He's like Dan Weber if he's bald, he's got mutton chops. Fuck, what's his name?
Holy shit. You're painting a crazy picture. Bald guy, mutton chops, red glasses.
Yeah.
No idea.
So I saw him at Haymaker, and he had this shirt on, and it has a giant swastika on it, but it's a band that's like parodying Nazis.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, we're the people who beat up Nazis.
What's the name? What is the name of the band?
I don't remember, but like I was asking him like, whoa, your shirt has a giant swastika on it,
Gnarly.
and he's like, oh, but no, it's actually tilted to the side.
Oh.
And I'm like, yeah, I could barely tell that was a giant swastika.
Yeah.
You're right. I don't think about Hitler now that it's tilted slightly to the side. And then it also has like a little guy that looks like he's like, you know, the good guy Hitler, I guess, in the context of this band. And it's like, what? Like, even if I get what you're doing, I get it. But you realize at face value, at like a quick glance, you're just a guy wearing a swastika.
Yeah, 100%. Was it a white dude?
Yeah.
Terrible. Terrible move. That's not the move.
I don't think that's the move.
That is not the move.
I think that's kind of the move that Kanye is doing right now, other than just being generally bipolar. And I know that, like, whatever. I hear you sighing. Like,
I don't know what Kanye's doing. I thought I knew what Kanye was doing, and then I don't. So he has this one quote where he's talking about like leaning into the problems, I guess.
yeah.
Basically saying like, if there's something wrong with the world, you should just straight up lean into it and show others how wrong it is through your own actions, if that makes sense.
I mean, I can agree with that.
Right. So I think through the lens of that quote, I think he's trying to fight Nazism with Nazism, if that makes sense.
But you see how that makes him look?
Yeah, exactly. It's not the best look.
The Black Klansman thing he's
Right.
wearing. Oh, have you listened to World War III, that song that he put out?
No, I haven't.
It's a huge meme song right now.
Okay.
He's like, how can how can I be a Nazi if I'm an N-word?
Mm.
And he like, that's like the chorus.
Mm.
And then he's like, I know some N-words that went to that island. Why the fuck would you go to that island? And people are like, why would they go to that island? It's like,
true.
You're kind of skipping over.
Like, wait, what are we talking about?
Wait a minute, dude. Wait a minute.
Hold on.
Dude,
I'm conflating things that are not meant to be.
I listen to Kanye, kind of like the word, I started using the word hella, ironically.
Dude, I've been using the word hella since middle school.
Well, yeah, I was doing it ironically, and then
Yeah.
I just realized I'm using the word, I am using the word hella.
Yeah.
Like, I'm listening to that song and
What's
like
wrong with
giggling
hella?
in my car.
Is that not a cool word
It's
anymore?
it's like y'all to me. I don't
Hmm.
like either of those words.
I also use y'all. I use y'all. a
Y'all
lot.
and hella.
Y'all and hella.
This
So
is-
when I was a kid, I had a crush on this girl, and she was like really into what's that name of that band with Gwen Stefani? Before she was just Gwen Stefani.
Oh, it's Donna. Yeah, but not Blink-182.
No doubt.
No doubt.
And they had a song called "Hella Good."
Hella good.
Yeah, I'm feeling hella good. I'm gonna keep on. Yeah. So, and I was really into her. So I was obviously really into the band. Therefore, and then ever since then, hella's been just like part of my vocabulary. And y'all, it's just fun to say. You
Does
know?
your wife look like Gwen Stefani?
My wife is white, and I think that's where the similarities end.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I realized? One of my bosses was like, "Hey, who's your celebrity crush?" He's a millennial.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very millennial thing to be like, "Which celebrity crush?" Which celebrity would you fuck? But he's like, "Who's your celebrity crush?" He's like, "Mine is Jennifer Lawrence," and I'm like, "Your wife does not look like Jennifer Lawrence." But I was thinking about
Jennifer
it.
Lawrence is cool. Jennifer Lawrence is cool.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Eh.
She's hot and she's cool.
I thought about it, and I'm like, I think mine is Anne Hathaway and Lucy Liu.
Ugh.
What?
Anne Hathaway?
Anne Hathaway.
Blech.
Nah.
Here's the thing. I take like personality into factor.
Oh, I'm not
Quite
taking
heavily?
that in.
Oh, she's a
Weird person.
she's a great person.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Good to know.
I don't like her.
But I thought about it, and I realized my fiance does look kind of like Anne Hathaway and Lucy Liu.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy about that. I realized that, and I'm like, man, I fucking got a good one. Yeah.
I like how you're like you just made fun of. You're like making fun of me this whole episode.
No, I'm not.
Dude, I literally on my last podcast I asked Quinn Brooks who his celebrity crush was, and I'm a millennial.
Oh.
Bam.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, it's a very millennial. I can't even fight that. I have a locked and loaded celebrity crush. You know who Kat Dennings is?
No.
Oh.
Yeah. Let
Yeah.
me look her up.
Yeah.
Oh, but you want to know what my fiance's celebrity crush is?
Who's that?
Chadwick Boseman.
Okay.
I don't
Isn't
look
he dead?
anything like. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Look.
I
Who
can see it.
see who came out on top.
Yeah, I can see it.
I'm still here. He's in the ground. I'm sorry. What was her name? Kat Dennings.
Kat Dennings. Yeah. This is the second podcast where I've talked about Kat Dennings. My wife is gonna hate me.
Oh yeah, she's got crazy breasts.
She does.
She
And also,
does.
she's very funny.
She's
very
married
funny.
to Andrew WK.
I don't even know what that is. What is that? I don't know.
He's like
Is that a rapper or something?
no, he's a rock. He's like one of those rock guys, kind of like one of the last gasps of air for like the rocker who's covered in blood and has songs like "Gun Rape." He's one of those guys.
He's a tryhard.
And then he ended up hosting a Cartoon Network show called Destroy Build Destroy, which was like
Never heard of
MythBusters but for teenagers.
Okay. Right on.
Yeah.
Cool. I hope he dies somehow. Kat Dennings will be mine. No, that's yeah, that's just a me thing, I think.
Celebrity crushes
Celebrity
or Kat
crushes
Dennings?
and like wanting that person to die and thinking that I even have a chance.
No, I think my first real conflict with my own inadequacy was with that one she's the gymnast that got the perfect score.
No.
She was a gymnast that got a perfect score. She went to UCLA. We were the same age.
Is she black?
No. She was her name's like Caitlin Oyama or something. Went to UCLA from California. I'm like, she's in LA where I am, and we're the same age.
We have something in common.
And then yeah. And she's just like beautiful, and she had like this like swagger, and then she does this perfect routine, and she's just got the fattest ass. And I was so enamored, and then like I was like, oh my god. And then it hit me, like, obviously, like, she's dating an Olympian, probably.
Yeah.
Like, I have no chance.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that sucks.
Yeah, she'd look at you and see you like just a soft, pudgy man.
Yeah.
And like, what?
No, that was pretty brutal. Of like, oh, there are people so far beyond my reach. I
Yeah.
could never even, like, she, like, the same way that, like, an Olympic, like, an actual Olympic god.
I think,
You know what I mean?
I think,
She sits on Olympus.
I think that's another big difference between like men and women is women kind of have that possibility. You could be hot enough as just a nobody woman to like get with a celebrity,
Yeah.
but there's no way in hell that just some nobody random dude would ever be able to just get with a celebrity.
There's a high chance that Elon Musk will fuck you if you're hot enough.
Yeah, exactly.
He
Right.
thinks having the maximum amount of children is good, and he's just fucking.
Yeah, I think he just thinks he fucked up with the last one, so he's like, oh,
I need a break.
Yeah, I need a new one, a
I need
new
a-
project.
New batch of cum, please.
Yes, exactly. What is your sign?
Aries.
You're an Aries?
I'm an Aries.
I'm also an Aries.
Oh.
I should have guessed that.
Yeah, we're
Fucking stupid. Okay. Right on. Do you feel connected to that? Do you put any investment into that? Any weight? Hold any weight there?
I have one thing that I think about whenever I think about the Aries astrological sign. I think about a lot of my brothers are born between April and March.
Mm-hmm.
A lot is in 2.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the youngest of 8, so one is born in October. The other 2 are in April. So their birthdays are around the corner. I got to get ready to deal with that.
Mm.
But my oldest brother, thinks the Earth is flat.
Like genuinely?
Genuinely. He also
That's
thinks
crazy.
he also thinks Hitler's not a terrible guy. So that's that's the kind of background I have.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I told dude. I remember you
How
read
do you how does that even happen?
you read my questionnaire. Oh, his life just got destroyed. He had a brutal divorce.
Is he the one? Is he the one that like just talks to God and shit? Or
No, that's a different. That's my
That's
cousin.
crazy.
No, yeah, I know.
You have some crazy family members.
You don't know what goes on in my head, dude.
That's fair.
Uh,
fair.
I'm fighting it constantly.
Yeah.
Like the fucking Green Goblin mask of just like, do it.
Yeah, I could tell.
Strong enough to have it all, too weak to take it. Yeah, no.
Real
it's-
women. Okay.
Yeah. No. One time, I had like taken a break. Well, this is shortly after I found out he was a flat earther. I had taken a break from like arguing with him just because I was like, dude, come on, look at this, look at that, like, and we were outside, the stars were out, and he was wearing an astrological Aries. It said all men are born equal, but the best are born as Aries, and it had a big ram on it. And I was like, you wear that sweater all the time. You're an Aries. And you, like, I was like, what do you think that is? Because he believes that the earth is a big dome. And, like, I'm like, I pointed to the stars, and I'm like, what are those?
Yeah.
What are those to you? Because he's in his 40s.
It's a projection.
He's just, no, he's just like, I don't know.
Well, if he was a true earther, flat earther, he would know that it's a projection.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are you a flat earther?
No, but I understand the
Oh.
lore of
You
flat
get the
Earth.
lore?
Yeah, because like once you hear something like that people genuinely think that, you have to be like, well, how? And like explain it then. And then I learned about like the shelf, like the Arctic ice wall, and the dome with the projection.
I get the references, but I don't get what's going on.
Yeah, I mean I don't get it either. I just hear the facts and I can regurgitate them, but they don't make
The
sense
facts.
to me. Yeah, the points,
The facts.
the argument points.
Listen, the facts are facts, dude.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Is Javi a flat earther? Let's just put it out there.
It's crazy.
Well, it's commercial.
You know what's crazy is like just that so I had this like opinion for a while that I blamed modern society on Galileo.
When you say blamed modern society, what are you blaming?
So, like people willing to believe like the Holocaust isn't real and like birds aren't real and the Earth is flat.
Oh yeah, birds aren't real. I forgot about that.
I totally 100% blame Galileo.
Okay.
Yeah, because when Galileo's whole thing was like disproving common knowledge, and I think that's bled in. Go ahead and check your phone on the podcast.
No. I'm listening. It's. I'm getting a delivery. That's all.
Are you really?
Yeah.
What are you getting?
I ordered my fiance rice.
Nice.
Yeah, but I'm not even joking. She
Nice.
likes Din Tai Fung rice.
What the fuck is that?
Din Tai Fung's a very nice Asian restaurant.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm familiar.
She likes
I'm
the rice,
familiar.
and she didn't feel like making rice.
Very nice.
We don't have a easy cooker.
Easy cooker.
But continue. You blame
Okay.
Galileo.
I
This is
blame
very
Galileo.
interesting to me.
So yeah, Galileo's whole thing was that he disproved common knowledge, right? It was common knowledge that the Earth was the center of the universe, and Galileo disproved that, right? And I think that a lot of people thought that was very cool, disproving common knowledge, and I think that's what everyone's about now. Is just disproving common knowledge, right? So it's common knowledge that the Earth is a sphere. Fuck you, you're stupid. It's obviously flat. I'm the new Galileo.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
is one big thing with my brother, that he's like, he. This is a very common thing in religious families, where like there's like the tortured genius of like, forgive them, Lord, for they know not what they have done.
Yeah.
Like he's like that with it, where he's just like, yeah, you just don't know.
Right.
If only you knew. Oh, like he's so, it's so tortured.
Yeah.
By his knowledge.
Yeah.
And
then you arguing it just further emboldens him. Yeah. And there's no winning.
I think it's an attention-seeking thing.
So that's why I hate Galileo. Yeah. Next question. What's your
No,
battery
you're a smart
percentage?
guy. Oh, I don't know.
Let me see.
Let me see. Ooh, it's low. 22.
22? What have you been doing today, though?
What have I been doing today?
Yeah. Like before you
Um,
came here, what did you do?
This morning, I got up at 7 o'clock to go on a little breakfast date with the fiance.
So you've been out.
Yeah, I've been
You've
out.
been out and about.
So breakfast date at 7 a.m. We go to this wonderful bakery called Ken's Bakery. Great coffee, great croissants. Got a croissant there. Was supposed to meet up with someone to go to the gym at 8. They canceled. Chad. So instead at 9, I just chilled for a little bit. At 9, I did this routine where I run 2 miles to a track, and then I do sprints, and then I run back. And I ran there, realized my shins are fucked because I've been doing boxing footwork for the last couple days, and I have not been getting a lot of sleep. So I was like running on Lego legs.
Mm-hmm.
So I ran there, ran, walked, got there, did the sprints. My first sprint, I feel like almost like a rubber band pull from my knee to my hip.
That's not
And
good.
it doesn't feel great.
Yeah.
And sprints are really hard on my like abs and core, and I still did them. But then on my way back, I was getting like really intense stomach pain. I think it's just bloating. I think I might have celiac disease. I think the
Sweet.
croissant started getting to me.
Awesome.
And then I had a sandwich for lunch at my writing meeting because me and Carlos are working on the Seaman Show sketch show portion of it.
Oh.
Yeah, and so we're trying.
Can you tell us more about that?
A little bit. It's going to be about 8 main sketches, like 8 like several minute long sketches, with about another 8 to 10 like 1 minute long ones that are going to be more digestible on a short media format like YouTube Shorts, TikTok, Instagram. But then there's going to be the actual like meat of it, which are these longer form sketches. And right now, one of my favorite ones is one that Carlos pitched, which is that it's 4 roommates and one of them's a sock puppet, and they all fucking hate that guy.
That's awesome.
It's so he was saying mean things that were so mean.
Yeah.
That like I felt I'm like, oh dude, I've been that guy. Like it genuinely hurt my feelings where I'm like, come on guys. But yeah, no, it's going really fun. I squeezed Carlos's boobs today
Oh yeah.
because we were doing this one UFC sketch, you know, and like right before they go into the UFC cage, they like touch their face and like check the cup and all that stuff.
Yeah.
What if the guy just started like giving him a wet willy and like like bean dip and like
That's awesome.
licked it, like I lick his forehead and stuff like
I've
yeah.
also seen like trainers like full on like massage chests and stuff.
Oh yeah,
Before
like
the
send energy.
Yeah, but also just to like loosen them up, I guess. You know, they'll
Mhm.
like massage their shoulders and their chest and stuff. And sometimes they'll do it from behind, and sometimes it looks pretty gay.
There's a fighter that right before every match he would give himself a wedgie or something. He would do like a really weird thing.
Weird.
He's like, right before every match, I give myself a wedgie because even if I get knocked out, it's not going to be more embarrassing than me giving myself a wedgie.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's also a thing in boxing where you hike up your shorts as high as you can
Yeah.
because it raises your belt, and so like you're hitting below the belt then becomes like it's kind of like it's like shrinking the strike zone in
Yeah.
baseball. You know what I mean? Maybe he was just like, they must be doing that. You know what I mean? Like misinterpreting things. I don't know. Okay.
No, he's very yeah. I don't like that hiking up the like just say that this is the belt starts here rather than hiking it up all the way.
Yeah.
And you look like a old man.
Yeah. But I mean that's like a strategy. Very common. I used to watch a lot of boxing.
Oh yeah, me too. I would just kind of watch them and not really care about the fighters. But there's this one Puerto Rican fighter that like I really liked, and he fought Tank Davis, who's like very popular, and he lost. But I liked his story going into that fight because he was the champ at the time, and Tank was coming up, and he is not like a get in your face kind of boxer, but he fought that way because people were like, "Oh, he's gonna run away the whole fight," and instead he took it to Tank, and Tank just happened to catch him. And I was like, "Damn, that guy's dope. I like that guy a lot."
Have you ever seen George Foreman fight?
No.
He's got some of my favorite moves.
Mm.
So he has got this legendary, like one punch knockout, like within the first second of a round, where it's called like his walkout knockout. So basically, he'll just like casually walk up to you and just boom, and just hit you with like a uppercut that you do not see coming because it's just looked like he's swaggering out there, and he's like he had a reputation for laying dudes out within the first couple seconds of the match.
Wow.
Doing that. And yeah, he was crazy. He's incredibly, he can take a punch, dude. I've seen him take haymakers and just kind of like, you know what I mean?
Did you watch a lot of Tyson fights?
Yeah.
I love Tyson. Is like, oh my, he's so complete as a fighter because he has like immaculate technique, dude, on like an insane body to be that strong and that fast with that good of a technique. That is so fucking scary because it's like, I like the ethos of martial arts, which is like, if you train well enough, a smaller opponent can beat a bigger opponent. Because like, I know I'm a big guy, but mentally I'm still like the youngest of 8, and I'm like the little guy. And so like, the idea that you can transcend your limitations by just refining technique rather than just trying to like bulldog, like, no, I'm bigger, I'm stronger, I'm faster. Like there is something to be said about like certain techniques that only you can do because you're so fast. Like Roy Jones Jr. had an insanely fast lead hook, but only he can do that.
Yeah,
that's only Roy Jones.
The other thing about Tyson that really made him special is he had a very deep connection to like warriors. Like he still talks about like, I'm a warrior. Like we don't think the same because I'm a warrior, and I totally believe it. Like when did you ever see like some of his matches when he first got out of prison? Oh my God, dude, I would have forfeit. There was no way. Even if I was confidently going up to the round, just seeing Tyson walk out right out of prison, just as swole as you can be, as calm as you can be, with just of like I'm gonna go hurt you right now, like you're about to get hurt. You know what I mean? And it's just the confidence and the like you said, the skill was there, the strength was there, the attitude was there. Like he was just a very complete fighter. 100%. I agree with you. He was insane. Probably one of the greatest, I would imagine.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And then he fought that one dude, and it kind of crumbled his.
Yeah, I have a lot of issues with that.
Me too. I wasn't a big fan, but I mean, that is also, I wouldn't have done it with that particular person. I can't even remember the name right now.
Jake Paul.
There you go. I wouldn't have done it with him, but it is a common thing for like very famous boxers to do like one-off like celebrity matches.
He needed the money, supposedly, is the story I'm hearing, is that he owed the IRS money and they were going to start taking things.
Yeah.
And that sucks.
Yeah. So, and yeah, it does suck. It does suck, but it's not unheard of in the world of boxing. So I definitely wouldn't have picked Jake Paul to do it with. All right, let's move right along because I think I'm dragging too much ass. What is your favorite and least favorite juice?
You know what I've been on? Carrot juice.
Carrot juice.
I had a glass before I came here.
Yeah?
Oh, wait, hold on. No. Favorite top tier juice?
Yeah.
Lime.
Lime juice?
Dude, I put that on like everything. That's we were joking about it yesterday. Me, Carlos, and Tasia were watching the fights.
Yeah.
And I was shitting on Carlos. I'm like, dude, you don't have limes? You're Mexican. And she's like, oh, is that what makes you Mexican? Tasia was like, that's what makes you Mexican? The fact that you like limes.
Pretty Mexican. To have limes around just automatically.
And that's like that's my politician moment. Like instead of the hot sauce in my purse, I you just got a lime on me all the time. No, but lime juice, you can put it in, you can drink it as like if you put it in some water, like lime, just like a lime water.
You ever had Persian limes?
No, it's a Persian lime.
Persian lime it's a sweeter lime. It basically looks like a lemon, but it's green. And because you know how like real limes are like the small, little round, and they're different from lemons.
Mm-hmm.
Persian limes are basically lemons, but limes. Yeah, and they're bred to be sweeter, and stuff like that. Have you ever had? It sounds like you've never had one.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. They're pretty good. They're pretty good. As a fellow Mexican,
Mm-hmm.
I would have one. Treat yourself.
You know what else is good? Watermelon juice.
Yeah.
Have you had-
I've never had watermelon. Oh well, I've had like agua fresca, which is like juice, right? And so you have like
It's not
watermelon. Have
so-
you ever had? You know what I'm talking about, though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My fiance loves watermelon. Like we'll leave Costco with like 4 or 5 watermelons.
That's crazy.
It pisses me so the fuck off because guess who has to carry those fucking watermelons? It's me.
Yeah.
She's like, just put them in the cart, and it's like, but how do you get the watermelons in the cart? You have to pick them up, and it's a ball. It's a slippery rind.
Not a handle.
It's just frustrating.
Yeah.
But we do end up with a lot of great watermelon, and if the watermelon's like not right, she'll turn it into juice for me. And I'll just chug, dude. After like a hot day or like a
do you guys
good
have
workout,
like a juicer or something? How do you
you just blend it and strain it.
Okay. Right
Yeah.
on.
And you put some lime in there with some coconut water. That's great.
We're talking.
And then there's carrot juice, which is just it's just I like how rich carrot juice is.
Really?
It kind of has like a milk, the consistency of like milk, like it's silky. And it's it's vegetable-y, and I really enjoy it. It's got a lot of sugar in it.
I don't know why, but I feel like as a ginger, you're like predisposed to liking
To
carrot
orange
juice.
things. Yeah, like oranges and carrots and the fucking
traffic cones for some reason.
traffic cones.
That's so stupid.
I only eat sweet potatoes. Just have a whole plate of orange. You come into the orange M&M is like my guy.
Do they even have orange M&Ms?
Yeah, they do.
I think those are Reese's Pieces, my friend.
Another great thing.
Another great
I love
orange.
Reese's. Yeah.
Which was it? Bert or Ernie that was orange?
I think they're both a little orange because I want to fucking
Ernie.
fuck the shit out of Bert with Ernie.
Ernie is the orange
Ernie,
one.
yeah.
Bert is the yellow one.
Bert's more of a Squidward. Ernie's more of a SpongeBob.
100%. 100%. Maybe even a Patrick. Right on. Crunchy or smooth?
I'm gonna go with crunchy.
Crunchy poops. All right. All right. We're gonna do a segment really quick. This one's called Chido or Chancla.
Okay.
So, you're Mexican. Do you know what chido is?
Chido?
Chido.
Say that. I don't know.
So chido means like very cool. It's like dope.
Okay.
Chido. That's chido.
Mm-hmm.
And then chancla.
I know what that is.
Chancla is like you're in trouble. Not cool.
Yeah. It's the sandal, dude.
It's the sandal. Yeah. So we're gonna discuss a topic, and we're gonna decide if it's chido or if it's
How do you spell
getting
that?
the chancla.
Chido.
Chido.
Cheeto.
Well,
Cheeto.
I don't. Well,
Okay.
don't say Cheeto. It's
I'm not gonna say Cheeto.
Yeah.
Dude, when I was at the reception for the funeral, and it was at this Mexican restaurant, and I went over to the bar and I was like, "Can I get a tamarindo margarita?" And she was like, "A what?" Like, if they see my white face and they're like, "No, you don't get to."
Why are you doing that?
Can I have a tamarindo margarita?
There you go.
And they're like, "Yes." Now, it's just when I was younger, like the first time I stopped, I have a hard time with my like accent, saying it correctly.
Yeah.
Because when I was a kid, I have a hard time code switching.
Yeah.
Because when I was a kid, there was this boy Daniel Cho. He got up in my face because I was like telling the other kids at school. This is like first grade. I was like, my abuelita, she made a quesadilla with tapatio, and now I like spicy food. I like spicy food now because I used to be scared of spicy food. And like as a punishment, if I was being a bad kid, they're like, "We're gonna put tapatio on your hands," and they did.
Yeah.
they covered my hands in tapatio, and I was like crying because I was like, "Oh!" They're like, "You were bad."
Yeah.
But he got up in my face and he's just like, "You're white. Stop it." So yeah, that's a subconscious little block in my head of just like I gotta be white. I gotta act more white.
Yeah. See, I have like a very, all of my family is like Mexican,
Mm-hmm.
and like my grandma was born there.
Mm-hmm.
My grandpa and my dad were born there.
Where?
Guanajuato,
Okay.
San Francisco del Rincón, Guanajuato, Mexico,
Okay.
San Pancho. And so anyway, and it's actually a funny story. He attempted several times to cross the border before he was successful. And I love those stories, but we'll get into them another time. Anyway, very Mexican, right? Everyone spoke Spanish. I didn't speak Spanish. I don't know why. Nobody ever spoke to me in Spanish.
Mm-hmm. Same.
Like all of my cousins spoke English, but also Spanish. But for some reason, I got very whitewashed, and I feel like I like the way I talk. I'm very self-conscious about the way I talk. I feel like I should have an accent when I don't,
Me too.
and I feel like I speak very properly, and it makes me feel less of a Mexican somehow.
I have to whiten it up. Like I always say Spanish words very white because it makes other people more comfortable.
Yeah, like when I was ordering tacos the other day from a taco truck,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, the whole time I was waiting in line, I was like, do I use the accent? Do I not use the accent? You know what I mean?
It's how you say the word. I that's how I think about it. Like I'm saying it correctly, and you're getting upset that I'm not like, sorry. Can I have a quesadilla with salsa?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I feel like that's the.
Can I get a Doritos with that?
I'm torn. I never know when to use the proper pronunciation.
Mm.
I feel like I'm flexing almost. You know what I mean? It feels like a weird flex to like use the proper pronunciation, and then people are like, "Why are you doing that? Who are you? Who is that for?"
If you're in a room of people with only wheelchairs and you stood up, would
Yeah.
that be flexing?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think it.
I think you have to crawl out of there. I don't think you're not move until everyone's gone.
Just scoot the chair out like.
Just break your own legs violently. Yeah, I don't know about that one. I feel torn, but yeah. Okay, Chido or Chancla.
Mhm.
Let's get back to it. God and religion.
I'm gonna have to say. Do I get to narrow it down or just face value?
Whatever you want to do. You would interpret this question.
God, Chido, religion, chancla.
Ooh, I like that. But I kind of like religion.
In what regard? Like the process of it?
I don't know what the process of religion is, but I do like I like going to church. I like being reverent. I like the stupid traditions. Not a fan of the judgment. Not a fan of like the guilt tripping and the you're going to hell if you don't, splash this water on your face or whatever. Like there's a lot of stupidness about it.
Yeah.
But there is like, especially with the older I've gotten and just the more just with how just unhinged everybody is. I'm like, you should have gone to church a few times and just like learned how to sit down and shut the fuck up. And
I agree.
you know what I mean? I think that's a lost art.
There are things in religion that I think were meant to like, it's a domestication process.
Yeah, 100%.
For human beings.
Yeah.
Like learning rules and learning respect and learning how to like look around like, and now I kneel here and I close my hands like this.
Yeah.
Sort of reading the room. But I think
and like being uncomfortable, I think like being able to be uncomfortable for a long period of time, like kneeling or just sitting in a church. I remember when I was a kid, sitting in a church was uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But later, like that was valuable because later in life, you can sit, you know what I mean, and then you can be somewhere where you don't necessarily want to be, and you know how to handle it. You know what I mean? Whereas people these days don't. They freak out immediately, and they like start being violent and crazy.
They start pouting.
Yeah.
They just start getting like, yeah, dude, I have anxiety. Sorry. And it's like,
Right.
you're just a spaz. Like you're
Yeah.
like a bad kid that's
Exactly.
now an adult.
Right. Exactly. 100%.
No, I learned that more from being at the dentist. I had fucked up
Mm.
teeth. Like I had all 4 of my canine teeth pulled.
Yeah,
Um,
gnarly.
Yeah. So I had a really hard time. Like I used to look like the kid from Mad TV.
Mm.
The big gap in his front teeth.
Yeah,
That's exactly what I used to look like.
yeah.
And so I had a lot of dental work done, and like just getting used to like having your mouth open while someone is like this close to you. You're like, you're in
Mhm.
my space. Your hands are in my mouth.
Yeah.
That is a pretty big like.
Trying not to get an erection.
No, I was gonna. Well,
I feel you, dude. I feel you.
what would it? Imagine me trying to put my hand in your mouth.
Yeah. Okay. The reason I say that is because the last time I went to the dentist, it was
You got an erection?
a female doctor, and she had some pretty great boobs, and she was like resting them on my shoulder, and I was desperately trying not to get an erection. Yeah.
New game show coming to ABC. Try not to get an erection.
Yeah. At the dentist.
Yeah, we have various models who are going to come in here and massage your thighs. And look to your left, it's a bunch of school children.
Yeah.
You're like, oh,
This
fuck.
summer, Kat Dennings. Oh, fuck. I'm fucked.
He's going to jump rope after eating KFC without her hands,
Now I'm desperately trying not to get an erection.
all greasy.
Stop it. Yeah. Okay. I think that religion had a few good points.
Mhm.
I think to your point, domestication of humans probably pretty important. There's still traces of us being crazy.
Yeah.
We were very unhinged, and I think religion helped us kind of like calm that side of us down.
I think it's one of the only alternatives to the military. Like if you're
Mm.
not military capable, putting you in
Mm.
religion is a great alternative. And I've had a good mix of both. Like I think like this is how I used to view my dad when I was an atheist. I used to look at my dad like he had to believe in God because his life was so hard. Like he
Mm.
had to take his insecurities and his fears off of his own shoulders and put them on God's.
Yeah.
And that makes a lot of sense because I mean he just went through a lot and he had to sacrifice a lot, and just knowing that like this is what God wants me to do seems like a really good cop out and a really righteous way to live your life.
Mm.
That being said, as I mentioned to you before, in 2023 I almost died.
Yeah.
I think I died a little bit. I think that's what I experienced. I think
Yeah.
I died a little bit twice. One time because they gave me morphine and they found out I'm allergic. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
They were giving it to me and I was laying in the hospital bed, and then it just like everything went out, and then I came back and my brother who had taken me to the hospital was sitting in the corner like leaning back on his phone, and then when I came back he was like hey, how you doing? And I'm like, what happened? And he's just like, your heart rate went from like 120 to like 30. So
Damn.
just like yeah.
That's crazy.
That
What
was
a terrible thing to be allergic to.
yeah.
It's like being allergic to orgasms or something. I hear morphine is pretty great, and I've had it before. I've also had Dilaudid before. Have you ever had Dilaudid?
No.
Holy Moses.
I've had Oxy.
Yeah.
Oxy makes sense.
Yeah.
Like when you say like, oh, the Oxycontin epidemic, I'm like, yeah,
I can see. I can
yeah,
see how.
it's pretty legit.
Yeah. Dude, Dilaudid was like, I'm told it's like heroin, basically.
Mm.
It basically feels like heroin.
Oxy same thing with Oxy.
I don't know if I've ever done Oxy then.
It is the best rest I've ever got, because I think what I realized is like the peace. I was in pain for like weeks, right? I couldn't sleep. I was in so much pain. I was hallucinating. Like I couldn't moving. What happened to me is my body was trying to get rid of my heart and lungs.
Oh yeah.
And so I had 2 liters of fluid in my chest.
Crazy.
And so I'm in like a ton of pain, and it hurts to breathe. It hurts to eat, drink water, any movement, every heartbeat hurt basically. And so, my heart rate, I'm like drenched in sweat, and my heart rate is like 100 constantly. Like I'm not moving, and it's just like da 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 da. The only thing I could really do is just like watch TV and try and stay conscious or go to sleep. and I was watching Game of Thrones, and I was literally like tossing and turning, just like, oh, the dragons. I sincerely thinking like, Tyrion needs me.
Yeah.
I have to tell him this information. He doesn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I passed over into the other side for like a hot second. Now I think God is real.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Like
a lot of people who like have that die and come back claim they saw something.
Yeah.
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 So what did you see?
So here's the thing. So here's what I've understood it to be, and I know this sounds crazy. I have crazy people in my family. I am very hyper aware. I'd love if someone's like, if they just like shut me down and call me a crazy stupid person. That's fine, as long as you have like a good point.
Yeah.
I would like to hear it. I would love to hear it. I would love to have a better understanding of what happened to me, because like I said, I was very atheist before, and I have a lot of friends who are very religious, and I've kind of like relearned what I learned in Bible school. But what happened was I was laying in the hospital bed. All these people are like touching me. I've like I said, I've been awake, sleep deprived for about 2 weeks, at like level 10 pain. Like I am in a really, really bad shape. I have 2 liters of fluid lingering in my chest.
Yeah.
That they need to drain. They need to put a needle in my heart to take it out, which they did later. And at some point, I'm like so exhausted and so tired. I just think like I could go to sleep and this would all be over. And that the second I had that thought, I just like flew out of my body, like not like up or down or anywhere, just like, you know how like there's like 3-dimensional space. You can either go X, Y, or Z axis,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's also time. There's it just seemed like suddenly there was another access I could travel across,
Mm-hmm.
and everything that's here was gone, was like getting farther away.
Mm.
And then as I'm traveling across this 5th axis, there's just kind of like a nostalgic fog that felt like everything I've felt. It felt like everything, you know. It felt like the people I knew, it felt like people I've met, felt like all experience in just like one soup. And as I'm in that, I'm brought to the edge of that, which I believe could be hell, because the normal, what we know hell to be is like this place where like the horned demons live, and it's lakes of fire and all this stuff. But the first biblical reference of hell is just a place void of God's love. And that's kind of what I saw. It was emptier than empty. There was no darkness. There was no light. There was less than there was not existence.
Yeah.
Is what I felt like I bore witness to. And it's not like I saw it. It's just I just experienced it a little bit, and it seemed really peaceful because it was away from all the noise.
Mm-hmm.
And it seemed then that kind of makes sense as like a place that was made by an angel. Because it doesn't seem like a place that would hurt. It just seemed like a place that would not, like you would no longer have to be. You would be outside of what the Hindu would call like the samsara, like the reoccurring wheel of reincarnation, where you go through one cycle, and if you do good, bad, or neutral, you either stay at your current level or you ascend to the next one until you get to the center.
Mm-hmm.
That's just sort of my experience of it. And so I've kind of been wrestling with this experience since 2023, and kind of discussing more with my Orthodox Christian friends on what it could potentially have meant, or just different things I've experienced since then.
Yeah.
Or I'm a fucking idiot. Like that's also...
Well, I think no, I don't think you're an idiot. I think there's 100 different things that could have been happening, and to explain it,
Mhm.
right? I think there's half of them could be spiritual. I think half of them could be also medical. You know what I mean? Like we have all sorts of receptors and stuff in our brains that do all sorts of crazy fun things for us, usually for our protection. And so, one of those things is also death. Like our brain has like fail safes and like processes it goes through when it's approaching death. and some of them are very well documented, like a regression to like your childhood, seeing old family members, seeing old like friends and stuff like that. And then there's also the scientific side of it, like the medical side of it, of just like the different chemicals that your brain releases at that moment of death. And there's also, we know that it'll release this chemical that is incredibly euphoric, and it makes you hallucinate, and it makes you feel warm, and it makes you, feel love, essentially. So there's all sorts of crazy reasons, and I'm sure that was, to protect our ancestors from like freaking out because a saber tooth was eating them. So there's just chill out and experience this instead of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's there's a lot of common lines you can draw from that, of just like the brain having mercy on you, essentially, and not letting you experience how painful death must be. So I think there's that you can draw a line from that to straight to detachment, right? Which is a big thing in like Zen Buddhism and that type of stuff, where like, you just kind of observe instead of reacting to things. So if you try to draw a line back to the medical side of like detachment, I think that where does that physically, how does that physically happen, right? So, if we're talking about detachment from like feeling, that means that somehow your consciousness, your brain, your whatever combination of synapses make you, and your like visual picking up, and that separating from all of your inputs. You know what I mean? So like that, there's, I don't even know how to explain this. So like,
No, I hear what you're saying.
So like, there's obviously something in there that was like, let's pretend you're a speck. Like your consciousness is a speck somewhere floating around, banging around synapses in your brain, and then that speck gets severed from your nervous system, your eyes, your ears, all the inputs. So how would that play out? You know what I mean? If you're still conscious to it, it might
like pulling this cord out of the microphone.
Right.
Yeah.
It's I've heard
Turning off the ChatGPT.
My grandpa, when he was dying, he said it was like falling up a waterfall, is what he said. It's like falling up a waterfall where I was down in the water and I was reversing back to where I came from.
Yeah.
And that's the best way he could put it. It was like I was falling up a waterfall. And that was like, because he died, and then they like brought him back because they're assholes. Dude. And then he was
Did he have a DNR?
I don't know. I don't even know if he would have. I don't know. But immediately after that, he was like, fuck this place. Take me home. I want to die. And so we took him home, and then he died in his house. And he had like some crazy trips. Like he started speaking this language that he grew up speaking with his grandmother, that he is had supposedly forgotten, which was like a very indigenous form of Spanish. Because she was like from a pueblo, like in a very rural part of Mexico, that like spoke a very rural, dialect.
Speaking the Aztec language?
Yeah, basically. And so he was like speaking that towards the end, like moments before he died. So I think we have such little concrete evidence and like of what death means and how, you know what I mean? I don't know. I think that's very interesting. I don't think you're crazy.
Okay.
I think you probably did experience something. Whether it was something spiritual or just something purely medical, I think there's really good arguments for both. And I think that makes it even more confusing.
It's very, very confusing for me.
Yeah. Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. Next thing. Back to the podcast. No.
Chocolate on dying.
Chocolate on dying.
Chocolate on dying.
Dying gets the chocolate. Although it sounds pretty sweet.
Yeah, I'm not afraid of death anymore.
It sounds like it might be cool.
It's I don't think it's cool, but I think it sounds like sorry, I know I'm fucking with this a lot.
I don't
know,
care.
you can hear that?
Yeah. that's
Okay,
fine.
there we go. Now it's tight. Yeah, I'm not afraid of death anymore.
Yeah.
It's one thing that's really helping me train for this potential boxing match. Is like I'm like when I go
I
into
do not fear death.
when I go into war mode, I'm just like, oh, I can take you to the other side. Like
Yeah.
because what I did ultimately was just push my body until I died,
Mm.
and I'm like, oh, I'm like a horse that can run until its heart explodes.
Yeah.
You're gonna die. Like I'm gonna kill you, dude.
In 2018, I was in an accident, and I also almost died. And I was laid up in the hospital for I think like 2 weeks, and they told me that I had approached death when I was like admitted, and that they had to give me, I don't know, I had lost several pints apparently of blood, and so they had to like give me blood and do all this stuff, and I was in an induced coma for a couple days,
Whoa.
and then I came out of it, but they were like, yeah, you were gone for a while there, and I was like, whoa, that's crazy. Don't remember it. I was like, what the fuck? Why did we go through that then? You know what I mean? After that, it was kind of eye opening. Like I still fear death, but like I don't fear challenges anymore. Like my priorities got super lined up. You know what I mean?
How old were you?
That was 2018, so
Oh, that's pretty recent.
was that 6 years ago? So I was like 28.
Wow. Oh,
Yeah.
the age I am now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was 26. Yeah, 2013, 26.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting is several people on this podcast have had near-death experiences, which I thought they were rare. But apparently, the more people I talked to, the more they're like, "Yeah, I almost died too a couple of weeks ago."
I mean, within your lifetime, if you're living life, you're probably gonna get close.
I guess so. Yeah, or you're doing something wrong.
Yeah, I don't think I was doing anything wrong.
Yeah. Well, you know what I'm saying. If you're not living life,
You're living
properly.
Rife. You're not living like Rife.
yeah, then you're probably not.
Living like Matt Rife.
It's
Hit women, guys. Hit
Yeah.
women. That was his joke that got him in trouble.
just
It was just like
hit her.
he had a waitress with a black eye, and he goes, "Oh, I don't think the food's gonna be good." And they're like, "Why?" You get the joke. You already get the joke.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Immediately I got the joke. That is hilarious. I don't think that's going to be good. It probably wasn't, too. Yeah.
Well, he was in a diner,
Yeah.
so like, what? I don't know what you're. It's gonna be even worse than the worst diner food. She can't even make eggs. Okay.
Man, that's messed up. Dude,
You know, if she couldn't even make eggs, maybe, maybe she
One
had a
of-
point.
one of my favorite documentaries that I've ever seen is it's called The Wild and Wonderful Whites of West Virginia. Have you ever seen that?
I've heard of it. There's those people who turned blue. They're so inbred.
Maybe. I don't know.
Uh,
Yeah, they are
yeah.
pretty inbred. They are pretty dang inbred. And one of my favorite quotes is this dude. He's talking about one of his ex-wives, and he goes, he's talking about like an argument they had, if you want to call it that. And he goes, "Yeah, I took that knife and I put it up against her throat, and I said, 'Woman, if you want to live to see tomorrow, you better start frying up them eggs a little better, 'cause I'm tired of eating sloppy, slimy eggs.'" Just like that.
And
I
you
was
cook
like,
them.
Yeah. He was about to kill his wife for not making eggs properly. Yeah, and that's my favorite quote. What does that say about me?
Yeah, you're like, I don't. How's your wife's eggs?
Yeah, my wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think I make better eggs.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say, I think I need to go knife shopping.
We have plenty of knives, no problem there.
I see that you have on my list of things, you have a big
Whoa.
thing starred. Sorry, I won't look.
I do have a big thing starred. That's because I messed up and I was like, yeah, okay, doesn't matter. Don't look at my program here.
Okay.
All right. What was the final verdict there? What are we doing? Chido or Chancla?
On
Yeah.
God and religion? I thought I said
Is that your final?
Chido on God, Chancla on religion.
Okay. All right.
because the indoctrination is still whether or not
You
it's
say
the positive
indoctrination. I say I
domestication. I think it's both.
it is both.
It's also a discipline. It's also a community. It's all of those things.
Also, I heard something about they raped a few kids, I guess.
Well, yeah, it's gonna happen. People act like it's just religion. Nah, man. If you leave your kids anywhere, you literally can't leave your kids anywhere.
Yeah.
You can't leave your kids anywhere anymore.
Well,
You couldn't leave them before. Just be glad they're not eating them.
Yeah, fair enough.
I bet eating kids, but they're tender and delicious.
Yeah. What's worse, raping kids or eating kids? Raping has to be less, right? Like, that's better. Right?
You know, that is a positive. That's a big argument when they're like, I'd rather be murdered than raped.
Yeah.
And it's like, you get to live after you're raped.
I forgot who.
Okay.
If you want to call that living. I forgot who said this, but there was a joke about like that racist pedophiles are better than just regular pedophiles.
Why?
Because statistically, there's like less children they're willing to rape. All right, we're doing it.
What? That's like they're picky.
Yeah,
They're picky.
exactly. They're like, not that one. That one's brown. Yeah.
I only like the green M&Ms.
All right, let's move on from the child rape. What's an overrated anime? And what should people be talking about instead?
One Piece is so overrated.
I fucking knew you were gonna say that.
And One Piece is so overrated, dude.
What's your problem with One Piece?
It's just like people will criticize other anime about like, oh, it's too derivative from Dragon Ball Z or Bleach or this or that, and so is One Piece. I will give them. I will 100% give Yurichiro Oda his flowers, and like it all has like references and callbacks. Like he has like every little detail in One Piece is referenced or called back to multiple times.
Yeah.
That's really, really impressive.
He definitely has he's got a handle on the story that he's trying to tell.
It's like the Michelangelo painting, but it's just like some people probably look at that and go, eh.
Right.
Like they probably go to the Louvre or the Sistine Chapel and are just like, it's all right.
Yeah.
Like that's
a little preachy.
A little preachy.
You know what I mean?
That's kind of how I feel about One Piece. Like it's not as oh, that fight scene, it just gets really good animation. Kind of like Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer is not that great, but it had a really great animation team, and there are other things that are really great that had really poor animation teams, and that's why it sucks. Like Tokyo Ghoul, I think is like that is one of the better like good manga, good anime, because I also read the manga. And also there's like a lot of weird influences from the studio. Like are you aware what's going on with Sanji from One Piece? The animation studios for some reason have a problem with one of the main characters. Like he is in reference to One Piece's like it's a bunch of pirates.
Sanji?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like the core. He's a
core member.
One of the first members, I believe.
Yeah, he's very important to the whole story. Yeah. And the animators are getting to the point where they don't want to animate him.
Why?
I don't know. For some reason, they don't want to animate him. And it hasn't really been explained.
Is it because he's like white?
I don't know. No, because I really have no idea. I didn't look into it any further than that.
Because the only animation quirk he has is his eyebrow.
Yeah.
Because it's very intentional.
Fuck his eyebrow.
And it's
They're
like
just sick of it.
Turn off fucking eyebrow. Yeah, but getting the swirl the right way or whatever. Because I know, and then didn't it switch at some point?
Yeah. I know too much about One Piece for someone who hates on it. When he has like cyborg genetics or something, and when it takes over, his eyebrow switches.
Oh, okay.
I think that's what that is.
And then his other one is like, and it has something to do with his like potential also, from what I understand.
Yeah, he has to follow in his evil family's footsteps to unlock this potential, and he's refusing it.
Right, and that's why only one of his eyebrows swirls. It swirls the wrong way or some bullshit like that.
Exactly.
Right.
what doesn't get enough flowers is Jujutsu Kaisen, and it's just because they have like have you heard the term lobotomy Kaisen?
No.
Because people have the dumbest takes. The fandom around this anime and manga have the dumbest takes.
Yeah.
They're just
Can you share one?
The big one is that like everyone loves Gojo, who's just like this hot guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's also like the strongest in the anime, and they're like, he's coming back. He's gonna come back. Like everything after he died, everything was like, and then he comes back, and then he comes back, and then like it's really dumb, or like, it's just written really well, and so it's hard to predict what's gonna happen. It's one of the most unpredictable manga I've read.
No.
And I really enjoyed that. I think Tokyo Ghoul was also pretty unpredictable, but it's also kind of like jump the shark situation. Where I'm like, this is a little over the top.
Yeah.
Like anything that gets to, I like my comics to be like street level. Like Daredevil. One of the reasons Daredevil is really good is because he has limitations. And once you get to a point where like with Dragon Ball Z, where they introduce a character whose ability is to stop time, and then their solution to that is like, no, I'm stronger than time and space. It's like, well, then fuck you then. Like,
that's from what'd you say?
Dragon Ball Z.
They have a character. What is that? What is that in reference to?
Jiren gets locked into like his own time space, and he breaks out of it. But to be fair, they did it really well with. So they did the same thing. They trapped Super Buu with Gotenks and Piccolo in the hyperbolic time chamber, and then blew up the door.
Yeah.
And so now they're trapped in a little pocket dimension.
Blew up the door.
Yeah. No, they blew up the door. So now you can't get out. But then Super Buu he unleashed enough power to rip time and space briefly and slide out. That I didn't really have an issue with because they were kind of getting there anyway. Like they've already transcended death, where they can go back and forth from the underworld and overworld.
Yeah.
And so the idea that you could be so strong that you could just pull your way through is kind of an attractive idea to me, and that they then just have to get to the point to do that. I like that. But then at that point, getting yourself out of time and space seems redundant. Like he's already done that. Well, he can already rip his way through space, but not time.
Okay. Well, okay. I was about to argue that they're the same thing, but in the logic of Dragon Ball Z, that fine, because they build their own logic, they build their own consistency and their own universe rules, and that's fine. You know what I mean? And so if that's how space-time works in your universe, rock on.
Yeah.
I totally called you hating on One Piece. I feel like that's a common. I feel like One Piece is an easy target.
Okay, fine. Well,
I'm not saying that I like One Piece, but it's only because I don't know much about anime and manga.
Can I tell you about my favorite one overall?
Yeah,
it's super underrated. Hajime no Ippo.
What is that?
It's a boxing anime.
Okay.
It's really good. It's about
Is it new or is it old?
It's very old. I think it started in like the 60s.
Right on.
It's 1,400 chapters.
Holy shit.
And I've read it
Of
like
boxing?
3 times. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
It's about this kid Ippo, which his name is in reference to like the first step, and so it's like the road to victory, the first step. And he's basically, it starts off with him as a high school student who's getting bullied, and then he bumps into a ranked boxer who decides to teach him a boxing trick, and then he invites him over to the gym, and then this friend of his becomes the champion, and it's his pursuit to be strong. And what does strong mean? Does being strong mean like beating people to death, or does it mean forgiveness? Does it mean being there for people? Like it's very interesting, and it's still pretty childish and pretty like, you know, it's childish.
Yeah.
It's a seinen manga. It's like a young adult. It's meant for young adults.
Okay.
I'm starting to become like adult, like a little too old for this.
Sure.
But another thing is he has a big penis. And that's like canonically
relatable.
They keep fucking with they keep making jokes they're like, he's only a flyweight, but his penis is heavyweight, or like he like there, it's like it was started in like the 60s or something. So there's a lot of like, haha, got your dick kind of humor
That's awesome.
that I think is funny.
Also, it feels like Asians trying to like be like, we don't have small dicks. We have huge dicks.
It's not even. I don't
It's
think.
fighting the tiny dick.
I don't think it's
stereotype.
that. I think it's that they're just like, yo, like no one has a big dick. Like that's crazy.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I think that's my brother has a story about that, about how like when he was in baseball, there was this one guy on the baseball team that had a dick like an Arizona can, and then he became he was his friend, and he had never seen it, but he heard it. There's actually, when I was in football, there was one kid named Horsecock. Like literally, they're like, that's Horsecock, and that's Horsecock's girlfriend, and she always seemed real tired. But this guy, my brother was talking to. He got a girlfriend, and then they were talking, and he's just like, "Hey, I gotta know." Like him and like his other buddies are like, "We hear it's like an Arizona can," and she's like, "Yeah, it's about that long and wide." And it's
That's
like, what
crazy.
the fuck?
How
Like,
does that even happen?
I don't know. An Arizona can is insane,
Yeah, it's overkill.
dude. Just, I don't know, man. What?
Just a wiener dog.
My little weenie.
He's just a little wiener dog.
Don't pee on that, please. Little weenie.
Oh, he's older. He's got a little gray in his beard there.
My little weenie.
Yeah, horsecock over there. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I wish.
Speaking of wieners.
Yeah, hey. He was like a size of an Arizona can too. That just seems outrageous.
Yeah.
It seems exaggeratory. if
Did you
that's a
hear?
word.
What's that one guy? Shaquille O'Neal is also getting a penis enlargement surgery.
What?
I know. Like, imagine being a
Why?
Hall of Famer athlete, one of the richest men in the world.
Wait, is he really?
Yeah, as a Hall of Famer.
No, like is he really getting a
Oh,
penis
yes.
enlargement?
I thought you were going to be.
You thought that was the detail I was all hung up on? What?
Listen, Shaq can't make a free throw.
Dude, fair enough, yeah.
He just wants to not be able to throw a free throw because his huge cock is in the way. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe he needs it for stability or something. You know?
Post up like a tripod.
Like the way a cheetah uses their tail when they run, you know?
Just counterbalance like a trebuchet, like really launch.
Trebuchet. He like throws it first. Hell
But yeah, I think because Ocho Cinco got it. He's on Club Shay Shay with Shannon Sharp. He's like
What the fuck?
yeah, he's another Hall of Famer athlete. He's got a clip that went famous where he's talking in that very much like Unk voice, where he's like, I was with this girl and she
Please
told
do
me
it.
to go deeper. Stay with me now. I had no more pee-pee left. It's like, oh, dude. And
I've seen that clip. It's
he
one
also-
of my favorites.
he also got the improvement.
The improvement. I don't know why I'm so hung up on this. Why am I shaming these guys when there's BBLs running around left and right?
Yeah, he got a dick BBL.
Vaginal rejuvenation has been a thing since ever.
You know, can I share my BBL?
Yeah.
Because I'm a personal trainer, from the jump, a lot of my training has been like, how do I look better and how do I get better at sex? And so I know a bunch of pelvic floor exercises that make it so that your penis is harder.
Interesting.
Yeah. Like, lifting the towel with your penis. Like you get a small towel and you lift it with your penis. And then you get a heavier towel and you lift that with your penis.
It's amazing.
And then there's also just like very basic things that you can do. Like deadlifts is one of them. Like if you deadlift correctly, it will train all the muscles on your inner thigh and hip, and you will get stronger blood flow to your penis area,
Interesting.
and then you'll strengthen your pelvic floor.
Pelvic floor. Why would Shaq need... I wonder if it's like big, but it's just like small on him.
Probably.
Because he's so fucking huge. I can't imagine him having any need for that. Just because he's so big, even if it was tiny on him, it'd probably be fucking huge.
I think if you're almost a billionaire, who gives a shit?
Yeah, fair enough.
Like, I don't really... I don't know. There's this thing, young attractive women often date like a guy in their 40s.
Yeah.
And so did my fiance at one point. And I asked her, I'm like, did he have like a house? And she's like, yeah, he had his own house. And I'm like, what the fuck do you see in me? Like, what are you? I'm poor.
Yeah.
Like, why are you with me when this guy is like, he's got his shit together. He's got a house. Like, he wasn't some loser 40-year-old. He was.
I mean, how do you know she broke up with him?
That's a good point. That's my version of the story.
Maybe he was just like, I gotta get rid of this fucking lazy ass. Just
Potentially.
hanging around my house all day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know anything about your fiance. I'm sure she's great.
No, she's fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't think you're disparaging her. I think I'm disparaging her more.
Yeah. There's that drives me crazy. What the hell is that?
I don't know. Probably gonna kill me.
Sweet. Finding out you're allergic to whatever that is next.
No.
Cool. All right, let's get through this because I'm really dragging ass now. All right. Sure, let's do it. All right, we're gonna play a game. It's called Guess That Comedian.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's what's highlighted over here. I'm gonna play a clip. You're gonna tell me who that is, if you can.
In the city, you must fight to survive. He sold tortillas on the corner.
When do I guess?
Do you have it?
It's Gabriel Iglesias,
I
right?
don't know who this guy is, but I want him and his tortillas. I want to.
He had one chance, and his chance was to fight back Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Listen to me. These are my tortillas, and I'm not going to get them up here. You have to get out of here. They're trying to kill you. Get out. Get out.
I think I know
The
this.
action.
I can't remember his
Triple the
name though.
excitement.
Pretty
Get
old.
Down.
More of the excitement.
Get down.
LA
again.
comedian?
They didn't know
He's Hispanic.
who he was.
He might be from
Miedo.
LA.
Who are those men who came here? What did they want? Listen to me, Corina. You have to get out of here. They're trying to take my tortilla.
Do you recognize the bit? Okay.
One man, one solution.
He's dead, right?
Arnold Schwarzenegger. This summer is.
I mean, he's not relevant anymore,
Little
but I
tortilla
don't know if
boy.
he's dead or alive.
Thank you so much, everybody.
I give up.
It's Pablo Francisco.
I knew it.
No, you didn't.
No, I couldn't remember his name. I'm like, because I had a bit. So I had a bit about it's just a bunch of sound effects where I'm like, I'm walking my niece and a guy bumps into me. He bumps into her, and dude, and I do a bunch of those where like I beat him up.
That's hilarious.
And I like break his legs, and then I walk away, and I'm like, and it's like, oh, he's got a gun, and I rip off my dick, and I'm like, and then I throw it, and it's like, and it's like a
Amazing.
whole, yeah. I have a bunch of it's a very big bit, and when it bombs, it's
It really bombs.
it really bombs because it's long.
You can't like stop halfway through, like, forget that
No,
joke.
and then and I bring it back too, because I have there's another part where I do it, and when it works, it works. Because there's another part where like now it's my mom. My brother fucked with me, and now my mom, dude, she went over to my brother, and she just, ¿qué estás haciendo? And she like puts it, she's like, shoves him back in her pussy.
Grounded.
And
Go
like,
to your room.
yeah, go to the first room.
Yeah. Yeah, that was Pablo Francisco. I think he might have been like, he and like a couple other comedians were like, they had like their own comic group, and they used to all like roll together. It might have been Gabriel Iglesias. It also might have been Carlos Mencia.
Maybe.
Yeah.
The booker at the Hollywood Improv came up to me. I did that bit at the Hollywood Improv.
No shit.
And she was like, I'm not booking you, basically. But I like what you're doing. You know, I'm also a big fan of Pablo Francisco. Never heard of the guy yet.
Dang.
And I was just like,
Yeah, he does a big bit about that. Yeah.
yeah, I'd never heard of him. But
Fair enough.
now I watched a bunch of his stuff. I hadn't heard that one though. It sounded vaguely familiar though. Maybe I
Yeah.
did. I
Yeah.
probably got really sad and high and then was like, who the fuck is this guy?
This guy sucks.
Whatever. I'm so different.
I'm so more Mexican than this. He's like a very whitewashed Mexican too. He's got like a very goofy like.
He looks like
voice.
what does he look like? He looks like fucking Dimitri Martin a little bit, doesn't he?
Kind of in the nose. He's got short hair. You know who he looks like is who is that? Who's the dad on Full House? What's the hell?
Bob Saget, yeah.
Yeah, he kind of looks like Bob Saget.
Yeah,
to me.
definitely.
Like a Mexican Bob Saget, if that makes sense. Cool. Faceplant, didn't get that one. That's all right.
It's all right.
All right, let's move right along. If you had to replace your hand, just one hand, what would you choose? What would you replace it with?
I think a hoof would be funny.
Especially because you chose it, and then you're just always inconvenienced. You're like, can
You
you,
know-
grab that for me?
Oh, like if I was a waiter and I like I put your drinks down at the table and just let me know if you need anything else. That's gonna be I'm like gesturing towards things with the hoof. Like that's the carbonara and then that's the pesto gnocchi and I'll be back with some drinks.
Wildly inconvenient. That's amazing.
Until you need to like break down a door. If I was a firefighter, just
Yeah.
get hoof hand in here.
Can you imagine getting socked with a hoof?
Yeah.
Dude.
Dude, he's cheating. I got a hoof in my boxing glove. What?
It's like not even, it's like a hoof-shaped glove. Awesome.
I like a hoof. I also think a gun would be funny. Just a gun.
You know,
Just
like a
trying to make breakfast with a gun hand.
gun. Either way, making breakfast with a hoof
Fuck.
also sounds fucking hilarious.
It's like, oh, you actually got to eat it with your hands.
It's like, just anything, just like scrolling on your phone with the hoof. It's so
or the
good.
dude, or the gun. Like you're. Hey, can I try some of that? It's just
Scaring the shit out of people.
Yeah.
We should go. Just everyone's like, that's awesome.
it gets bigger as I get older. Like it used to be like a 22. Now it's like a Magnum. Just a.
You talked a little about being a masseuse, or not being a masseuse.
Oh yeah.
Talk about having an interest in masseusery.
So, when I was a personal trainer, the massage guns, the Theragun specifically, which is a Gwyneth Paltrow product, became very it is. She
That's
she started
hilarious.
that.
It's a hilarious little. Which is, by the way, Gwyneth
was a-
Paltrow product.
It was such a stupid design too. It was like a triangle,
Yeah.
and you like hold it. It's so dumb. There's so many better massage guns, and it's a really easy device. Basically, if you get like a $20 drill, and you just put like a little thing, like a thing that will do this at the end of it,
Right.
you can, and then you just squeeze the trigger, and the drill goes faster. But you
Yeah.
put settings on it instead. So instead of like squeezing harder to get the speed, it's just settings 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Right.
Anyway, I have a massage gun, and I bought one because people will sometimes buy sessions from a personal trainer just to get that service.
Oh.
And so,
Yeah, because those things are pretty expensive.
yeah. And if you know how to use it well, it's very, very helpful, especially for. So like one of the things that it helped with is if like you had a particularly sedentary client, you could help loosen them up to do movements to actually train the muscle. So a big one is like hip flexors and lower back and glutes. And so, but like that means I have to like massage your ass. And I had this one client who was like a pretty hot lady, but she was a nurse, and she's like my back just hurts so bad. And so I started like working on her back, and she was literally just like, while I was doing it, and I started like really getting in there, and then I was just like this, like looking around, like, yeah, I got it. I think you're good.
Pretending not to look at the ass that you're massaging.
Just like full, like as far away as possible. I was like, it went from like looking into a microscope to like ding dong ditching.
Like, what are you? It feels like you're not even paying attention. What are you doing?
Look at me. Look at me.
Mean it. Mean the massage.
But yeah, so I was doing that, and then my fiance, who works out for like 5 hours a day, like she has, I think I have mental problems. She has no, she just bikes all the fucking time, or she'll do like HIIT workouts. She's in great shape. And so like her legs are always sore, and she's like, "Can you massage me?" And so at one point in time, for like months, I was massaging her like every single day.
Jesus Christ.
And so I got really, really good at using like the massage gun.
Yeah.
And I have like 3 or 4.
Do you think the hoof would be better than the massage gun?
Oh fuck yeah, dude! Because the big problem is like I can't get like precise pressure, and so like my finger is honestly the best thing, but I can't transfer my weight through my finger very well.
Yeah.
So if I had that fucking hoof, dude, just
what if the hoof just like always acted like so it could only trample? Like, you know what I mean?
Oh, if someone snuck up behind me, I would just give like
bam.
Yeah, dude, that would be. What if it was just like a vibrator at the end of my
a Theragun hand.
I put different attachments on it. I put a knife at the end. Like, you don't want to fuck with me, dude. I just have a razor blade to shave with.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Yeah, a vibrator with different attachments would actually be very, very convenient. Put a whisk on there.
I think I might choose one of the like a Beyblade launcher. You know what I mean? So you just like let it rip whenever I want.
Let it rip. Dude, that would actually be pretty sick.
That's so stupid.
Just as you get older, it's a bigger... Like, have I had this since childhood, or am I just getting it installed?
Yeah, pretty much.
So, Beyblade was not a thing when you were a baby.
No.
So you're like, what is this meant for? And then suddenly they're like, I gotta let it rip. Mom.
Beyblades had a show, didn't they?
Yeah, they did have a show.
That's fucking weird.
Like a Tatsumaki dragon. I remember that. I know because Tatsumaki means tornado. It just makes sense.
That's amazing. I can't... Why would you... Okay. That's such a weird show to have...
You ever watch Bakugan?
Bakugan?
Yeah, they're like balls that you like roll, and there's a magnet in it, and when it gets to the right place, the ball turns into a...
Yes.
Yeah. I thought that was going to take
that
off.
too?
Yeah. It was actually pretty good. I watched a lot of it.
And are they like the little toys in the show too?
Yeah, the toys are pretty sick too.
That's crazy.
I played with action figures until I was like 14.
But also like Korea, Japan.
I used to make my own action
They're
figures.
like into weird shit. You know what I mean? So that's just like an average show.
They're into capitalism. They made products for all their...
They were really
stuff.
into Westernism for a while there. They were like super into like the West.
And now they got to lock down those borders, dude.
Yeah.
Actually, they're allowing people to come over. People call it a breeding visa, and so black dudes are going over to Japan and just cleaning up, dude.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Honestly,
Shaq,
not Shaq. Not Shaq.
womp womp.
The Japanese women don't like my penis.
It's like it's your.
They were laughing at me behind my back. I was hiding my dick in my kimono.
Shaq has a small penis. Dude, Shaq. Poor Shaq.
Shaq didn't like that. I'm the general. And I'm Papa John's.
Dude, he has Papa John's now.
They wouldn't let me do commercials over there.
I'm glad he got Papa John's.
It's hilarious that like they had a CEO say a bunch of crazy shit about black people, and then they got the biggest black dude
Hell yeah.
to be the new Papa.
That's how you fix it.
I'm the Papa now. These are my pizzas.
Shakaroni.
Shakaroni.
That was a thing. You know,
Yeah,
you had the
no,
Shakaroni pizza?
I thought it was hilarious.
Shakaroni. I love Shaq. I'm so mad that he has a small penis.
Well, I don't think he has a small penis. It's just he needs. I think they just want like an overpowering penis. I don't think it's for anyone other than them. It's like guys who get calf implants. It's like, who are you doing that for?
What is he? How?
I don't think your penis needs to be that big, honestly.
A big penis on Shaq is gonna look like one of these fucking headstones. Like, that's
Just just an obelisk. Obelisk the
seriously though,
Tormentor.
like how the fuck? I mean, think about how big he is. He's like
Yeah.
almost 8 foot, isn't he?
Dude, think
Is
about
he
the
over
weight
8
of
foot?
it. Can his skin handle the weight?
He's old too. Old people have delicate skin,
Shaq, your body can't handle a bigger penis. Shaq wants it.
and he's black, which means that he has got very like smooth. Like he's been moisturizing it for a long time. You know what I mean? They moisturize, dude. Black people moisturize,
No, I know.
and so
I keep saying I'm gonna start using lotion.
oh yeah,
No, I still have.
dude. I have psoriasis and I don't use lotion.
Fuck, dude.
I'm a dumbass. Yeah,
Man.
that's my. I've recently been told that is an autoimmune disease.
It is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which makes so much sense.
Your body's trying to get rid of your skin.
Yeah.
That fucking sucks. My
Yeah.
one of my best friends has it where like it will get like cracking and to the point where like she just doesn't
Oh, dude.
have skin there.
I don't have. Yeah, so everything from the knee down,
Yeah?
on all around, all the way around.
All the way to your foot?
Yeah,
You have no dude,
it's just patch.
you have reverse socks?
It's yes, 100%.
Someone took let me just take my socks off.
And-
And it's your whole
And I talked to my doctor about it, and he's like, we've because he wanted to get
And he said,
X-rays. Seriously, and he was like, you have the arthritis of like an 80-year-old.
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
Yeah. And he's like, it's because you have like psoriatic arthritis. So not only is it like on the skin, but it's also like going into your bones and shit.
I want to give you a hug.
Please
Give
don't.
you besitos.
Not a big hugger. But like, it just makes a lot of sense. Like I'm always tired. Like everything fucks with me, and like I get sick way often.
Have you
and-
tried this is going to sound this is so personal trainer of me. Have you tried carnivore?
carnivore?
Yeah.
When I do eat more meat, like relatively to my regular diet, I do end up feeling better.
It's people with really bad autoimmune disease have been shown to show big improvements when you just cut out all the processed stuff, and like literally the only things that you can have are like not ground beef, because there is still some processing in it, but like I think it's fine. It's just not. I wouldn't make it your go-to, but like cuts of meat.
Yeah.
I did a little bit of carnivore when I was younger, and I got just to lose extra weight. I was only like 180 at the times, but I got down to like 160, and I was still 6'4".
Dang.
My mom thought, she's like, "Are you okay? Are you eating?" Like,
Yeah.
it's because I didn't supplement with like other stuff. I just stopped. Instead of having, 2/3 of my calories came from meat, and I cut out a third. I didn't replace that third.
Yeah.
I just cut out
yeah.
a third of my calories.
Yeah, I mean, lately I have been really into steaks. But I think the only thing that's ever really, really, truly helped is when I lived in California. It was not as bad as when I moved. Once I moved to Oregon, it started getting really bad.
Really?
Yeah, and it's because of the sun. So like,
You need more sun.
I need more sun. I need to be in the sun a lot, and it really helps with my psoriasis.
That's so counterintuitive.
That's something about, I don't know. It's something about it, but yeah, it really helps. It helps a lot.
Have you tried supplementing with vitamin D?
I mean,
I'm Joe Rogan. You should
Yeah.
take my supplements.
Yeah. No, but I'm taking a lot of that. I can't remember what it's called. That shit that makes you
Take
turn
a
blue.
vaccine every morning.
Fuck, what's that shit called? It's like colloidal something.
Colloidal silver? Are you out of your fucking mind, dude?
I've been taking a lot of colloidal silver. Is that good? That's like protein, right?
No.
It's like vitamin D, right? All right.
My boss almost started taking that shit, and I was like, I was just like, yeah. Whenever people do crazy shit, I don't try and save anybody. I'll make like a suggestion. I'm just like, yeah, do you give that a shot?
Yeah, do it.
I kind of like it when people hurt themselves.
You should do like double the dose, so you get like.
You gotta speed this. You
Yeah.
speed it up.
Because how could you tell? It's
You
gonna
should have been on this stuff a month ago.
be- Yeah, the progress is going to be too slow if you go with the recommended.
You can't OD.
Nothing's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's the problem?
you're not going to turn silver or anything.
they turn blue.
I know.
Because it oxidizes.
It's so awesome. Yeah, I maybe I'll give more weight to that. I hadn't heard that about just like protein or meat in general, the carnivore. I was trying desperately not to say carnivore.
Well, you could try. I would try supplementing with vitamin D before going carnivore because it's a very inconvenient diet.
Right on. Okay. Also, I love processed shit.
Yeah.
I love processed.
I haven't had a Hostess anything in years,
Yeah.
and I think about it. I think about it all the time.
Today I had Trader Joe's has these raspberry stars, I think they're called, and they're like shortbread cookies with like this raspberry jelly and then another shortbread star on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
I faced like 4 of those bad boys.
Yeah, I crushed half a container of mochi.
You want to hear what my breakfast was?
Yeah.
I have
a dozen eggs.
I have an American English breakfast. So I have I have some beans, and I have eggs, and I have a sausage.
Just canned beans.
Yeah.
As a
It's
Mexican,
Bush's baked beans.
as a Mexican, I'm upset with you.
Dude, I don't want to go through all that work.
Yeah, well, you just make a big pot and then you have it for like a month.
And then I'm the only one in my family that'll eat it because I have a white family.
It's better than Bush's baked beans.
No, it's not. Better for me, probably. Bush's baked beans with some eggs
The
and,
triple
and
B?
a sausage. Yeah, dude.
Dude, the BBB.
Yeah, the Better Beans Bureau.
Better Beans Bureau. That's what Trump's opening up to deal with immigration. The Better Beans Bureau.
The Bye Bye Beans Bureau.
Okay, so you got the fucking...
That's my American English breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then no veggies or anything. I guess beans. And then a glass of milk.
I think sausage would count as carnivore.
It's so processed, though.
Not if you...
It's wildly processed.
Yeah, if you
It's
make
gluten free, though.
I was
It
gonna
says
say
it on
if
the
you make
package.
if you make it yourself, which you're not gonna make sausage
No,
yourself.
yeah.
But you can go to a butcher and get some good stuff. You could probably special order, like
Dude.
some organ meat, lean meat. That
I've
actually
been-
sounds fire. I was eating liver for a little while.
really?
Liver, eggs, and steak. It's
Ooh.
pretty solid.
Liver, eggs, and steak?
Yeah, you get like an energy boost and a high from all the vitamins in liver to the point where like you won't be able to sleep and your dick is
Interesting.
rock hard.
Very interesting.
It's
That
pretty rad.
explains a few things.
But I just don't like the taste of liver. I might get on that again pretty soon.
What about if you paired it with some fava beans and a nice Chianti?
Fava beans and
All right. Let's talk about that a little more off air.
for sure.
All right, we're gonna do the last thing and then we're gonna get out of
Oh,
here.
really? Okay.
Yeah. The last thing is called "Feel It in My Balls."
Oh,
right.
yeah.
So you've got a prop there. These are my balls, and I've hidden objects in the balls. And you're gonna feel the balls, and try to guess what's in my balls. Yeah, palpate them real good.
This other nut is really throwing me off.
They're
One
different.
nut is like I think I got it. The other nut is definitely like some kind of... Is this a Bob's Big Boy action figure? What the fuck is that?
It is a figure. It's not Bob's.
It feels like Bob's Big Boy. I can almost feel his whippy dippy hair.
Yeah, it might be. They might be in the same pose.
Yeah. Oh, then it might... Is it Super Mario?
No, it is a cartoon.
Is it a cartoon?
Yeah.
Yeah. What is
No,
this?
it's not a cartoon.
It's,
Sorry.
It's a bow, or it's eyes. Is this? It's not Mario. It's not Hello Kitty.
No.
It's who the fuck is that? Who's in your balls, man?
Yeah.
And then
Who
there.
is that?
What are these little guys? What are these
Yeah.
little nutlets?
What are those?
Am I gonna get to open your balls?
Yeah. Totally 100%.
Do I just rip them
once
open?
once you give up, you want to take a few. Well, you took a few guesses on the other one.
Do I get any hints?
I mean, one of them is very on the nose.
As in what I said?
As in, like, it's what you would expect to be in balls.
Is it a little boy? I don't know. It's like a little guy. I don't know. Is it a little frog? A little what?
Frogs.
Dude,
You
little
have frogs in your
sperm.
balls?
Sperm. What's in my balls? Little kids.
Yeah.
It's a kid in the same Bob's Big Boy pose.
I wouldn't say kid.
It's a man. It's a baby.
Ah,
It's a little baby boy.
not the big one.
Not the big one. These are little baby boys.
Yes. They are little babies.
Oh, are these like the little babies that you put in the bread, the pan dulce? That's in like a circle.
They're like a baby shower.
A bunch of little infants.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I feel it now. It
Yeah, you
makes
feeling
sense.
now? Yeah.
I feel it in your balls. And then this other one,
Sorry.
this other one, it's not from a cartoon, but it is animated.
It's not animated, but it's. Let me correct it. It's a children's show.
It's a children's
It's a character from
Is
a
it
children's
Bluey?
show. It's blue.
It's blue. It's blue in your balls. It's a blue thing in your balls, but it's not the dog Bluey, which is a
Not the
famous
dog Bluey.
show.
Yeah.
It feels reptilian. It's got a weird texture underneath your
Yeah.
ball skin,
Yeah.
your brown ball skin.
Also, I love that I went way too dark with the balls. I
No.
meant to get brown ones.
That seems a little honestly, that seems accurate. Oh, that's the interesting thing about being ginger and Mexican is all the melanin is in my fucking nut sack. And like
That's hilarious. I promise I'm Mexican. Let me show you.
let me show you my balls. It feels like, is it Frogger? They have two eyeballs sitting on top of their head.
Yeah.
And it's a dude, look.
Who is it? Who is that?
Who is this? I don't know who this is. Is it the fucking frog from Cereal?
Tear it open. Tear it open.
I know you. What the fuck?
Come on.
Is this like a McDonald's thing?
No. You got it. Come on. Ah, gentle.
Give me. I want to rip open your sack,
I really
Javi.
should bring something for this. I have a key. You want a key?
No. I'm using the frog itself to erupt from your nuts. Get out of here.
You got it?
Blue. Is it Cookie Monster?
It's Cookie Monster.
I'm like, it's a frog.
Get close. I mean, it's shaped. He has a frog head, for sure.
You said it belonged in your nuts.
The other one.
Nuts belong in this?
No, the other one. Because it's babies.
Okay.
Babies are going.
You're putting your nuts in Cookie Monster? I don't love being molested. Javi, no.
I lured him in there with cookies.
You just can't stop.
It was a bitch getting him in that fucking balloon.
Yeah,
by
I
the
bet.
way.
How did you do it? Did you like blow it up and then wrap it around him?
No, that doesn't work.
Oh.
Yeah.
You can have your nut toys back.
You don't want to open the other one and see the babies?
Nah, I don't want to open that up. That sounds disturbing.
All right. Do you want to keep it?
Do guests normally keep it?
I've only done this once, and they
Oh.
asked to keep it, so
Oh,
I decided I'd let guests keep it.
I'll
if they
keep
wanted
it. I'll
to.
keep Cookie. I don't want to have a bunch of little babies in my car.
Why not?
Oh, they're brown kids?
The little brown babies.
They're not brown, they're purple.
Look at that booty.
Little,
Ow!
yeah, dude, I had my finger all the way. Like, what is that? I
You
thought they were,
thoroughly molested.
because
me.
I thought
You're
they
like,
were
"What's
horns.
going
I
on?"
thought its legs were horns, dude.
All right, I'll have to pick those up in a second. I will pick them up.
Okay.
That was the whole thing.
All right. Yeah, this was fun.
Yeah?
You did a great job.
Thank you. I appreciate it. That was feeling in my balls. You got, I think you got with the babies.
Yeah, I did get the babies.
You had you were like dancing around it,
Mhm.
but so I nudged you into that.
I was
but-
pretty close to Cookie Monster, too.
Were you?
I
You had a lot. You were like close.
If Hello Kitty was close to Cookie Monster.
Yeah, and then also like the shape of his head, very frog.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The texture, very weird. I mean, he's furry. How do you can't.
It felt like scales. I'm like, this
Yeah.
this has to be
When
a
you were
reptile.
saying that, I was like, yeah, it kind of does because
Yeah,
he's got
listen to
like
this.
the nice ASMR there.
I have a cookie monster. I have cookie monsters in my balls.
All right. All right, we're gonna end it out because I'm getting cold.
Okay.
No way, we're at fucking 2 hours. That's crazy. All right, thanks for watching, guys. We're gonna get out of here. It's cold.